welcome back to Dubster Dive. Seriously, take a look at something to go stub, let you know how it all lines up. And this time, we're finally taking a look at the Black Butler series. Are you excited, Ty?
Allegedly. Never know when a car's gonna hit your transformer again.
What? Oh yeah, that did knock my stuff. Yeah, for like a few hours. Oh yeah, that's Sonaport. Anyway, so yeah, Black Butler, or Kurochitsuji, is a manga series written by these names, Yana Toboso, which began in 2006. Apparently she was inspired by works by Mitsuru Adachi. The only thing I know by this dude is he did the Mix Sports series. And random as hell.
Weird.
And Rumiko Takahashi, the chick behind Ranma 1/2 and Inuyasha. But our topic, obviously, is the first season of the anime adaptation by A1 Pictures, people behind Solo Leveling, Mashal, first couple seasons of Yo States, which aired in October of 2008.
Oh, no, not dumb again.
Yes! Yeah, October 8, 24 eps. And yeah, what does the plot of this involve? Well, in the 1880s, in England, we follow CL, Phantom Hive, a young boy whose parents and manor all perished in a fire. So, CL takes it upon himself to form a contract with a demon, offering the demon his soul in exchange for helping him achieve his goal of vengeance on those that took his parents away from him, as well as humiliating his family's noble name. So, now with his new demon by his side that he's given the name Sebastian and made his own personal butler, can he find those responsible for what has happened to him? All the while, he also has to maintain the Phantom Hive's family image by serving Britain's queen. See, the Phantom Hive family for generations served as her guard dog, as it's called. In short, they managed the criminal underworld in Britain. So, maintained the peace, yo. Solving crimes and all that sort of stuff.
I see.
So Ciel and Sebastian basically have to continue solving crimes and all that sort of stuff while looking for clues for the culprits behind his parents' murder. And there's obviously other characters that get introduced to that are major players and all this stuff. I don't know, I thought it was an interesting premise. It immediately got my attention, at least, when I first saw this years ago. But of course, for anyone who's familiar with this anime, A1 did find some way to make it a bit of a confusing thing to follow.
A1.
Yeah, we'll circle down to the plot again in a second. In a little bit here. So, Dai, how's the animation, speaking of A1? I mean,
the usual. They go all out on some things, have the chibis for gag scenes, you know, the usual stuff. They don't have a CGI bear. No,
but they did have CGI. Did you say they have a CGI horse every now and again? From 16 years ago too. 16-year-old CGI, give or take.
Well, you see, they decide to shoot those scenes from a distance. I'm not zooming like, look at the ugly CGI horse.
This is a very nice horse. Just look at Berserk 2016. It had a horse in it too. Wait a minute. Well, anyway. Yeah, as far as the music, I like some of the songs. The Dark Crow Smiles, which sounds like something you'd hear in Death Note OST. You know, like Kira's theme. It's also Dollhouse, which has like a creepy horror theme. And then there's the one that means things as a butler, which for some reason reminds me of Saria's song from the Ocarina of Time Zelda soundtrack. Why did I say that backwards? I have no fucking idea.
That's very specific.
Anyway, yeah, it reminds me of that Zelda OOT song. But either way, the OST fits. They've got classical style, opera music, Indian style. That'll be important later, don't worry about it. Point is, they got music that all fits. And who doesn't?
They have a sax fetish.
Yeah, I know. By the way, now, if you're wondering which song I'm talking about that sounds like Saria's song from OOT, it's the first commercial break segue or eye catcher theme.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I know, not the one that pierces your soul. We'll get to that.
But yeah, so yeah, one of the eye-catcher themes is really loud. The audio mixing's a bit off.
As to be expected from any of these companies, they really need some better mixers.
But let's get to the reason you're all here, because there is a lot, and I mean a lot of people to go through and information on this particular Dubster. So, the dub would be produced by Funimation. Man, we've been covering them a lot lately.
Stop digging up that corpse.
And was released
it's been dead for 4 years.
It's dead to me! Anyway, it was released in January of 2011. With the ADR and casting director being Colleen Clinkenbeard for episodes 1 through 6. And Ian Sinclair for every other episode. Funnily enough, this actually be his first full-on ADR position.
Except some episodes also have her on as an assistant ADR director.
Yeah. Colleen actually said she had a lot of fun casting this show simply because she got to hear a lot of voice actors' accents when you wouldn't get to. As well as getting to cast actors from other agencies as well, being able to reach out everywhere. All that sort of stuff. Well, you know. And as far as Ian, when he took over, he actually said he had lived in England for a couple of years, so was inspired by his friends over there on how to do, you know, accents and dialected stuff.
But does he know where Wales is?
I know you're referencing the Negima dub, and I want to punch you for that. But I also said he was inspired when British people would yell at him online in Call of Duty online matches or something like that. It's like, I mean, if this was back in 09, 2010, I could imagine.
Yeah. I'm sure they said some things that can't be repeated.
And that sucks. I want to repeat them right now, but I probably bundle of sticks or something. Then again, maybe that just means cigarette. What?
It's okay. Hitman's got you covered.
Give me a fag, damn it. I mean a cigarette. Come on. Anyway, back on point. He's even a fan of the manga. So, yeah, he wanted to make sure even the Walla fit the whole British accents thing. Apparently, Ian also fought to keep some of the phrases as close to the sub as possible. Like when Sebastian says, "Yes, my young lord," or "Yes, my master." As well as One Hell of a Butler. That was made for the dub as well. Well, look at that. He tried. He cared about the project. For now.
What?
Don't worry. As far as the script, it was written by both Colleen and her sister, Bonnie Clinkenbeard. Does that count as nepotism?
Yes.
And, yeah,
Probably.
apparently they wanted to cut out all the times characters said "cuz" and "fix into," because characters wouldn't say that back then. But they weren't sure if they caught them all, and after hearing that after we finished the show, I'm not even sure if they caught them all. Fuck! Well, that's something to pay attention for.
Well, you need to watch it. You need to watch those. You need to watch these interviews first next time.
Well, on to the cast now. First, we have CL Phantom Hive, which, yeah, we already mentioned his whole thing about vengeance, because, as he puts it, he lost his ability to smile since that day. He's just like Shawn Michaels!
Damn it. He wouldn't stop every time they said it.
But yeah, he also has to run a company, so I'm sure that can't be fun. You know, the Phantom Company, who are now toy manufacturers.
Oh no, they're the Funtum Company.
Funtum? It's like they said Phantom as in his name. You can understand because the accent's right confused.
It's Funtum for the company.
I thought it was because of his. Yeah, I thought it was because of his name.
It's just because it sounds close to their name.
Well,
no, it's written on a piece of paper in plain English, Funtum.
Oh, okay. So
they do make toys and stuff, so.
Yeah. So, fun. I got you. Okay. All right. I guess kid wouldn't want to buy toys from a company called Phantom. Then again, maybe they would. This sounds cool. But yeah, back to CL. He's portrayed by Brina Palencia, who's Holo from Spice and Wolf. See, going with the whole Queen's Guard out there. She voiced dogs, man. Mineta from My Hero Academia, and Chopper from One Piece. And yeah, she actually said,
I mean, that's a raccoon dog. Same, close enough.
That's a reindeer. Well, yeah, she actually watched Pride and Prejudice for inspiration for this, as well as listened to British radio and practiced by talking like, British people with the accent, all this stuff, on her way into work every day. That being said, she still said this role was very hard to do because she had to do an accent that obviously wasn't her own on top of a voice that wasn't her own natural voice. So, yeah. In short, the show to voice.
Sometimes indeed.
Yeah, the British show to voice for CL was extremely hard for her to do. She actually said this wasn't her first British Shota that she had to voice. She voiced a character named Ralph in the anime Glass Fleet. I've never seen that show, so I don't know. But she said, that one was admittedly much easier because the dub was way more lax. They're just like, do whatever the hell you want, blah, blah, blah.
Make it as silly as possible.
Yeah,
no, those are just dubs today.
That would be interesting to look at. But honestly, I think she did a good job. A lot of the accents can be very hit or miss in this show. There are moments where you'll notice, like, hey, your accent could have been better there. But for the most part, I think she did fine, CL. Especially with how much complex of a character he is. Yeah, he kept making CL Clubbing jokes the whole show. But yeah, because CL comes across very cold, distant, and even at times can be really harsh towards his servants and those close to him. But he does care in his own unique CL way. He just has trouble showing it. Since, he's also the head of a noble family and has to maintain that proud image and all that stuff and be very stern.
Oh, Stern Ritters?
Obviously, you've got everyone's favorite quote of him where he goes, "This is an order, Sebastian." I feel like she's had to quote that 100 times now. Speaking of Sebastian, our demon butler, who's great at anything. Cooking, cleaning, killing people. Wait,
walking the dog.
Killing more people.
Pile driving the dog.
Don't ask, it'll make sense in a bit. So, yeah, Sebastian is played by J. Michael Tatum, who's Lawrence from Spice and Wolf. See, they were pairing these two together back then. And Okabe from Steins Gate, as well as Zarbon from DBZ Kai. When researching this, I found out apparently Tatum, when he was younger, had a really bad speech problem that made him talk like Agnes from Devil May Cry 4. Where he'd talk like this. But his speech teacher back then was a British woman, so he already had a really good idea on how to make Sebastian sound. He said he was also inspired by hearing Brina's portrayal of CL. On top of that, viewing Sebastian as a pseudo-mix between Sherlock Holmes and Hannibal Lecter.
I mean...
That kind of fits. He's a demon that clearly gets some enjoyment out of watching humans suffer, and also Detective
Coon. He also wants to eat souls, so brain, souls, same thing.
He said this role was challenging because of how subdued he is a lot of the time, but still one of his favorite roles, period. Because, Sebastian's very calm and collected all the time. You rarely see a reaction out of him, because, demon. Because as he says, if I couldn't do this much, then what kind of a butler would I be? Or his most famous quote, simply one hell of a butler, which you get to hear him say again, and again, and again.
Like 70 times.
Or a moment that made me laugh my ass off. There's a moment where he used to go incognito and wearing one of those deer head things in disguise.
That people hang on their walls.
Yeah, and the dude shouts, "It's a deer man!" And Sebastian just goes, No. You see, I'm simply one hell of a deer. I love how this show can go from being very wacky, goofy, and comedic to also being, again, obviously with the subject matter, very dark, too, at times. But yeah, Sebastian is very loyal to any of CL's demands because of the contract. Because he knows eventually he's getting a piece of that ass. I mean, soul. Yes. Soul.
He does make various references to cooking it and stuff.
Yeah. and say that he wants noble souls, because pedestrian souls are so boring. But that being said, yeah, so to go over the rest of the characters, obviously we are going to have to get into spoilers to go over how some of these characters work. You've been warned if you haven't seen the show. Well, let's get into the rest of the servants. Are you ready, Ty?
Yes.
First, let's start with Mei Rin, the maid, who is very clumsy and ditzy, etc. But you find out she used to be a famous assassin. Till Ciel and Sebastian recruited her to protect the mansion. So, yeah, her whole clumsy thing seems to be an act. And she is placed by Monica Royale, voice number 607 of Bulma.
Oh, it went up again.
Yeah, I know, it keeps happening. Index from the a certain Toaru franchise, and Mizaki from Mizaki-chan. But yeah, apparently Monica was already looking up clips of the series online before even knowing much about it. She knew immediately she wanted to be the maid character without even knowing Mei Rin's name. So when she went to audition for the show, Colleen originally asked her, "Do you want to audition for Ciel?" And she says, "No, I want the maid." Oh, and she immediately got the maid. I wonder how that convo ended. Just imagine, by the way, a world where Monica is Ciel.
That sounds terrible.
Well, originally Mei Rin, her voice for her actually lacked the accent until Colleen told her, "No, you gotta add the accent, yo." The accent used to be in the house, man.
No, don't do that.
She also added in lines when Mei Rin was running off screen. You know, like, "Oh no, I fell! Oh shit!" and stuff like that. That's dub only. And the sub, apparently, it's just, you know, them breathing ASMR style in the background when they're off screen. So, your mileage might vary if you're a fan of that or not. I think it's okay, I suppose. Doesn't seem like it really interfered with much, but I know some people get pissed at that shit. Also, when she's in serious assassin mode, this is according to Monica, I'm not sure, take it how you will. She claims the Japanese voice actress would only change her voice slightly, whereas Monica wanted to go all in and make the voice much deeper in tone. I mean, yeah, so I don't know if the Japanese voice actress does change her voice at all, or how much.
No, you were supposed to watch it all the way through in both languages.
But I can't read subs!
It's not my fault you're illiterate.
That's... I walked into that. Anyway, yeah, so I'll say, honestly, I think she did okay here. Not her worst role. It was fine. She did at least try making her voice deeper when she is in assassin mode. Doesn't she, you see her use like a sniper rifle and stuff because her eyes are actually really good when she's not wearing her glasses. I don't know.
Yeah, so good she doesn't even need a scope.
Yep. On to the next servant, Finian, or Finny for short, the gardener. So, he doesn't want to hurt anyone. He's just very nice and innocent. But, you see, he was a dude who was experimented on with a drug that gave him super strength. Even though, he's almost, I wouldn't say pacifistic, but you can tell he's very gentle and doesn't want to hurt his soul. He just wants to see the outside. He is played by Jason Ernesto Lebrec, who's Jace from DBZ Kai, because the accent, I had to, and Shaoran from Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles and Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card. Apparently, due to scheduling, Jason almost didn't get the role and had to record all of Season 1 in, I believe, like one long session. I guess they left out Finny wasn't in, like, the whole show, right? There was several episodes where he might not have been there. But yeah, there was even a point where they were debating to have Finny voiced by a woman because his Japanese voice was so high-pitched. I think I'm glad with what we got, though. But yeah, there was a moment where Finny talks about how he was feeding a bird out of his hand, and he's like, "I just wanted to pat the bird on the head, but then he stopped moving." It's like, that's so sad! What? You disagree? I think he's crying because of the bird. That's what's going on with Dai right now.
Yeah,
Don't ask.
I had a big break like the bird.
But fine, let's go with the wholesome moment right after that. That's pretty funny. It's when there's a scene where Sebastian saves Ciel, and he's carrying him, you know, his arms or whatever. And Finney's looking at him and Ciel goes, "What?" And Finney just goes, "You look so cute, Master, being carried by Sebastian like that, like a baby." And Ciel just goes, "Put me down." Oh yeah. The servants are great. I didn't even mention Mayrin also has a massive crush on Sebastian, because of course she does. I mean, have you seen him? But...
Your dialogue just represents the fan base.
Exactly. Particularly all the fangirls out there. For the last major servant, though, we've got Baldroy, or Bardray in the dub. Bardroy? I'm gonna fuck up his name this whole time, I can't really tell. Or Bard for short. The chef! So, yeah. He tries cooking things with a flamethrower and dynamite. Something about you've got to eat it quick or you won't have time to eat. Which his mindset's like this because he served in the military at some point. He was the sole survivor of his unit. After warning them that a trap was up ahead and his unit were stupid and didn't listen to him.
Trap shrine doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he was hired again by Sebastian and Ciel. So, because of his good instinct. So he could protect the mansion. And he is played by Ian Sinclair. You asshole. I wonder if the other ADR director will play someone. Nah. Yeah. Magna from Black Clover. Azami Nakari from Food Wars. I guess Weiss from Super. Yeah, he practiced with his British accent by talking Brit all day, even when not recording at all. I'd say it comes across better than his German accent in DAZ Ray, because I still think that was kind of ass. Speaking of the accent, I guess it's time to address the elephant in the room, huh? So, the accent for Bardroy is stated to actually be American in the manga. It's from America. But Ian said when you see him in that backflash, I'm going to keep calling flashbacks that. We all are. You can't stop us. You see him in a British military uniform. So he decided to make him a Brit. Ah, that pesky word these localizers use. They decided. Motherfucker, you're adapting something. You're supposed to keep it as close as possible.
Allegedly read.
Yeah, like, there could be any reason he was wearing a British uniform. I don't know. If he had just said he had developed an accent for living with the Phantom Hives or being in Britain for several years or something, I almost would have bought that as an excuse, but no, he had to say this bullshit. Anyway. Ian also brought up how he had to ADR direct himself Ep 7 and onward, and that was pretty tricky to do. But he had the help of his friend Kevin, the sound engineer, or something that was able to help him get through it. Anyway, you'll notice all three servants act like complete idiots, but they're clearly smarter than they let on. And there could be a bunch of reasons. Obviously, one is, you know, everyone will let their guard down around them. And two, you know, they don't want to be gloomy around CL, right? I mean, look how down he is. I don't know.
He's not too down in the dumps.
I really like the dynamic with all the servants and everything. Don't you die? Don't you like the servants? Aren't they fun?
Sure.
Well, the last member of the house to mention is Tanaka. He's been serving the Phantom Hive family for years. Now he's just an old dude who occasionally gives exposition. But only when he's the real Tanaka. Actually, I didn't even ask about that. What the fuck does that even mean? What, does he get in big mode or something? Die.
Yeah. He's... Every time he just does the ho thing, he's a chibi.
Yeah, but I'm referring to the real Tanaka.
Yeah, the real Tanaka is just
normal-sized?
Normal-sized guy.
Yeah. He can only do it for a short time, though, at his age. So, then he just, as Dai says, goes back to normal Tanaka and goes, oh. Kind of reminds me of the Frieza laugh, actually. That's all he can do. He can't talk in normal form. He's played by
He said Milky Cannon.
Yeah, I was getting to that. He's played by R. Bruce Elliott, the current voice of Genyo and Makarov in Fairy Tail. And, he's just wise old dude. I think he fits. Even if he doesn't seem like he has much of an accent, but whatever. But now that we're done with the house, let's get to the other characters. So we have Elizabeth next, or Lizzie for short, Ciel's betrothed. Very cheerful, and she just wants him to get his smile back, because she's a big Shawn Michaels fan, you see.
Damn it.
And she's played by Jeremy Lee, who's Lucy from Fairy Tale, and Yoshka from Strike Witches. And July from Darker Than Black, who also had a British accent. Her accent at first, if you actually go back and watch, the end, is not very great, to be honest. It gets better as it goes on, but yeah, when she first shows up, you can tell she's struggling to do it. But yeah. There's actually a scene here where she gets angry at Ciel's family ring because he wouldn't wear the ring that she got him. She's like, oh, you're always obsessed with that thing. I hate this ring, blah, blah, blah. And Ciel, after realizing that he yelled at her for this, is like, oh, I don't need this ring to prove I'm the head of the Phantom Highs. Tries cheering her up in his own way. And yeah, she does feel bad about it too. Yeah, it's a nice moment to prove that both characters do care about each other and all that stuff. Much like Lizzie's maid, Paula, played by Jessica Kavanaugh, who's Aquarius from Fairy Tale, and Ishtar from Kasha's Hero, Dai's favorite anime. He loves that show.
What?
But yeah, she just wants everything to go well for Lizzie. She does not get much here as of right now. She also has a catchphrase where she just goes jingle, jingle, jingle repeatedly while... What the fuck is she even shaking there?
Bells?
Yeah, those weird bell things. I don't know what the...
It's like, it made sense when she first did it, since it was during winter. But they kept it up after that for some reason.
I believe this is Paula's first appearances in the anime before the manga, from what I looked up. Someone can correct me on that. But, yeah. Anyway. Moving on from that, she did okay, I guess. But again, barely here. Just figured I'd mention her now, because she's going to be relevant later. Next we have Detective Coon, Fred Abeline, who's, doesn't seem like he gets along with Ciel all that well, because he's like, I believe in justice. What you're doing is going around justice.
What do you want?
Justice. He's played by Jonathan Brooks, who's Foxy from One Piece and Batos from Spice Dog. I think he actually does much better here than he did Spice Dog, personally. But yeah, that's his whole thing. He's just, justice. You do get more on him later in the end, but...
Oh man, do we get more on him?
We'll, again, get back to the plot in a bit with this one. Because, again, the stuff with him here might be filler. Who knows? But speaking of characters I'm sure you all absolutely love, The Undertaker! He's an informant, and that works for Ciel. And he runs a funeral home as a cover, and you have to make him laugh in order to get the information you wish for, etc. That's his whole thing. He's played by John Swayze, who's Crocodile from One Piece and Death from Soul Eater. And this character is amazing. Who doesn't love The Undertaker? He's fucking insane.
Yeah, just him voicing another weirdo and enjoying it.
His exact words were, Undertaker is basically death with a Cockney accent. And then he just says, in Undertaker's voice, a bit like having 3 dicks. Yeah! That was my reaction to when I first heard him say that. But, yeah. You can tell again, much like a lot of the other casts, he absolutely loved this character, which who the fuck wouldn't? Anyway, Undertaker is awesome. He will get more in future seasons, which, spoilers will probably be covered. I don't know. After
it
him,
also gets a bit weird.
He does.
But that's for later.
Yeah, so
not him himself. He's fine the way he.
Yeah. On to the next character, we have Lao, who's a Chinese drug dealer who works with Ciel in the Underworld. And yeah, his personality's great. Where he's like, oh, Master CL, don't tell me we're going here when they first arrive at the Undertaker's funeral home or whatever. It's like, oh, I knew we were going here. Where is it we are again? Yeah, that's his gimmick. And then when CL goes to him for information later, he's like, I knew you would come, young master. You're looking for information about that, aren't you? And CL goes, yeah, so you know what I'm looking for. Yes, yes, I do. So what is it we're looking for again? Well, he's played by Jerry Joel, who's Kataka from Haganai, and Ice Shinron from GT.
Why do you keep bringing up Ice Shinron?
I don't know. Well, apparently he was casted because he could do a very good Chinese accent, but they thought since he lived in Britain for a while that his accent might have faded, so they decided not to have Lau have a full-on accent. I think I would have loved to hear Jerry's accent, but oh well. After that, though, we have his assistant, an assassin named Ran Mao. She's mute until near the end, where she says like a sentence here or there. Played by Trina Nishimura, who's Ellen from Date Alive, and Misaki from Sunny Boy. That was a weird show. Fine, Mikasa from AOT. Well, what do you want me to say? She doesn't get much right away, not till way later. She's very quiet. She's got away with words, you know. But from what little she does speak, Trina does fine, I guess.
She gets paid to be mostly mute. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah. But now it's time for the Indian duo. See, I had the Indian music earlier. First, we have Prince Soma, who's very regal and, you know, befriends CL. He's voiced by Chris Aris, who's Sui Tengu from Speedgrapher, and Frieza from DBZ Kai and Super. Apparently he was the hardest character to cast. They even debated whether keeping the Indian accent or not, because they needed, again, someone that could do the accent while sounding regal. And they said, in their own words, not coming across like a poo from The Simpsons. You know, Mr. Quickiebot. Thank you, come again.
Whoever that character is.
I hate current day. Anyway, yeah. They said Chris Harris knocked it out of the park, and I actually agree with them. I think he did really fucking good. Much like his butler, Agni. I kept thinking Agni and Rudra from DMC. I'm pretty sure Agni and Rudra were named after
he kept saying it. Send help. He won't stop.
Well, Agni is voiced by Patrick Seitz, Dio from JoJo, and Ragnar from BlazBlue.
He's no stranger to accents.
Yeah, he played Simon in Durarara.
And Sergei in Resident Evil. For like the 5 of you that have actually played Umbrella Chronicles.
That was a good game. But yeah, they said he fit the role the best, that immediately they knew right away, we need to cast Patrick Seitz. So he even calls Soma his god because Soma saved him when he believed that his life was beyond repent. It's actually a good moment in their arc where Soma believes that Agni betrayed him. So he basically bitches about it, told CL and Sebastian tell him, why don't you get over yourself and earn something for once? You inherited everything. Your palace, the servants. If you want Agni back, then do something about it. Don't be a bitch. And, yeah. Because apparently Soma's whole thing is he wants to get some chick back that worked for him. He feels like everyone betrayed him, man.
Betrayal!
Betrayal! Because that chick even left him, too. But after realizing that Agni was doing it for a good reason, you know, to help him, and, you know, they get back on good terms, you get Agni saying one of the most metal fucking lines ever, where he says that I am one with my god now. I don't know why I fucking love that line, dude. The way Patrick Seitz delivers it is just so awesome. I didn't even mention this, Agni, because his right hand was blessed by the goddess or something like that. He's equal to Sebastian at certain things, like even fencing, he matches him equally.
Yeah. He has it all wrapped up in bandages too, like he's some kind of chuny.
Yeah, I like these two a lot. This is a great duo, and they're loads of fun to be around. I love how when at the end Selma's all happy how things worked out, he's hugging CL and stuff. He's obviously a little sad about what happened with that servant chick that left him. CL's like, let me go! I didn't do it to help you! You know, with Chris Harris unfortunately dying and all, I wonder who they'll get to play Selma now in the current season. I feel like I'm probably going to hate it, though. Anyway. After him... Alright, only a few left. We've got Alistair Chamber, who's a Viscount. He's involved in the Jack the Ripper arc. He's some dude who finds women beautiful and goes on about beauty and everything like that. He even hits on a cross-dressing CL. Anyway. Yeah. He's played by Todd Abercorn, Beto Gias from ReZero, and Nijima from Kenichi. In short, this is Todd's type of character. So, yeah.
Nijima, but British. Wait.
Basically. Yeah, he's the red herring for the Jack the Ripper case. He's not the real criminal. He just does female trafficking, etc. Also, he was only staying in prison for a week after being arrested. I guess he paid off everyone really well, you know?
Which some of that may or may not be filler?
Yeah, his appearances during the ice skating episode, I believe the ice skating episode is filler. That's filler.
100%.
Yes, so his appearance there is filler, but during the Indian arc, his appearance there, I believe, is canon.
Or at least it's in some regard.
Yeah, because that arc...
We don't know how many liberties were taken by A1 at that point.
Those from all of the manga, please let us know. But we're getting to some of the characters I'm sure you guys really wanted us to get to. I saved these for last on the canon side for a reason. First, we have Madame Red, CL's aunt, who's voiced by Lydia Mackay. Mackay, whatever. Vanessa from Black Clover, and Altair from Fairy Tail. She absolutely loved this role because, as she put it, she got to use her theater experience as well as British dialect, which she thought was very nice. She also loved Madame Red's arc. So, TLDR, Madame Red is the real Jack the Ripper. Because she always wanted a child of her own, but after an accident, killed her husband, and her unborn child, and her ability to ever get pregnant again. Jesus, can anyone be more fucking cursed, dude? What?
And then the estate burned down.
Yeah, CL's estate burned down,
all
killing
the same
killing her sister, and like holy shit. Thus, she started hunting prostitutes in order to take away from them what she was robbed of. When eventually confronted by CL about this, she actually can't bring herself to kill him because she does still indeed love her nephew. Even though she was actually jealous of her sister for getting to have a child while she couldn't. It's actually really good shit. And yeah, Lydia really enjoyed this arc. She also said that she loved voicing someone who's a little crazy, because that's always fun to do. Hey man, bitches be crazy, well, I'll tell you. What, is it any coincidence?
They don't have fun voicing a crazy character, it just sounds boring.
Women, they're all crazy! Wait a minute. Okay, time to move on, though, to real crazy people. I should mention Lydia did a fantastic job. Even though Madame Red is only here for a few episodes, she does leave an impression. But I know the character you all really want us to get to, so... Her butler, Grell. Where do I even begin? You know, I said Undertaker is insane. Yeah, turn that up to like 1,000 and you get Grell. So he's a dude who refers to himself as an actress who loves the color red, so he enjoys cutting up the hookers because he thinks that their blood is beautiful, so he can make them look beautiful. Also, he's gay for Sebastian and calls him Bassie. And he too has his own catchphrase. I'm more deadly efficient than I seem. Pretty good foreshadowing also when you first hear this. And you can tell Sebastian already knows what he is before it's revealed. Right, got nothing to add to that?
Yeah, foreshadowing. In this economy? What's
I
wrong with
know.
you?
I thought you were going to say something. I'm sorry. Well, he's played by Daniel Frederick, who is a live-action actor in a bunch of indie films or something like that. I'll look up more of his live-action stuff next time. I'm sorry. But yeah, he's one of the ones that came from another agency, as Colleen mentioned. In fact, when he auditioned, she said he could have gotten any role with how good his audition was, but they went with Grell. I am glad they did. Speaking of voice roles, I mean, he's had voices in Shin-Chan. Oh, he was Soldier B in Dragon Ball movie Curse of the Blood Rubies. The 2011 dub.
Yeah, I don't think you're helping it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get actual roles for him next time. Like, characters he's played. He hasn't voiced anyone but this. This is like his only named character. Which is funny, because he said he loved working on this. Because in his own words, who else would get to play a cross-dressing murderer with gender identity confusion and unrequited love on top of it?
Very unrequited.
Yeah, Bessie. So, speaking of the foreshadowing thing, it's revealed that Grell is a Grim Reaper. And, yeah, he went against his job and teamed up with Madame Red. Because he thought she was an interesting woman. But now he wants Sebastian's D. Also, he modified his Reaper scythe, so it's a chainsaw now. Died Chainsaw Man. Fine. Lollipop Chainsaw? Oh my god, imagine him cosplaying Juliet Starling.
No. No. Get the fuck out of here.
Some of my favorite Grell lines, I got a couple of them, because he's full of them, but I'll just give a couple. Red is the color of passion, and I am flaming. You sure are, Grell. You sure are.
You are.
Or, we're going to be coming up to the demon dog in a second, don't worry, but there's a comment he makes on it where he says, "A night with a demon hound? Ooh la la, sexy!" Yeah, even Sebastian comments on that saying, "You have no standards." There's no getting around it, though. Dan is easily one of the MVPs for this dub. I don't care, man. I'm sorry. He's fucking awesome as this character, and if he ever got replaced, it would suck ass. I don't know who else could do this character justice. But speaking of the Grim Reapers, one more to go over. William Spears, head of the Reapers. And he reprimands Grell for his actions. Even demoting him, taking his chainsaw away and giving him a pair of scissors in return. Now he's Scissor Man!
No, those are micro scissors in comparison to what you're looking for.
Oh, but he went from Chainsaw Man to Scissor Man! One is better than the other. I think you all know which one I'm gonna say. Anyway, so, Will is played by Barry Yendall, who's Dwarf Shaman from Goblin Slayer, and Daltake from Dragon Ball GT. From everyone remembers that one-off villain. His whole thing is he hates being forced to work overtime. Reminds me of a bit of Anonymous from Jujutsu Kaisen, kind of. Because you hear often he's like, "Oh, I hate this. I just want to get off work."
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's his whole thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if that had some inspiration.
I mean, the Reaper lore with them is really cool, too. How they actually worked in the whole thing of when you die, you know, your life flashes before you. The Reapers call that your cinematic record because they film your life up until that point because it's a record of your existence.
Yeah. Also a way for them to give dying characters flashbacks.
Yeah, that's really fucking cool. It works. I think it's a natural way to implement it that's believable in this universe. So, yeah. There is a funny moment
Sorry,
after...
I mean backflash.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a moment when Grell gets demoted and Sebastian says, "Maybe you should run with scissors more often." Cracked me up. But yeah, not much of an accent from Barry, but overall he still did a good performance. So that's all the canon characters for the main characters for the season done and dusted. There's a couple of other ones that are minor we'll get to, but I want to get through the major filler characters. Because I guess it's time to address the elephant in the room. Yeah, for season 1 across 24 episodes, 15 of them are filler.
I think that's why people find Madame Red more memorable, because she was the last of the canon material for the most part.
Well, there's also the Soma Indian Butler arc. That's canon
yeah, that too.
Well, that's half and half. It's complicated.
Yeah.
So, we'll give our thoughts on the filler in a bit. First, let's go through these. So first we have Pluto, the demon dog, that Ciel ends up adopting for the house. Voiced by Zach Balton, who's Savannah from BTX, and sent to Peter from My Hero Academia. That thing creeps me the fuck out, man.
He needs more screen time. He's the greatest hero.
He was also Undertaker in episode 4 of Ghostsick. Hey, man, there's only one Undertaker here, and you're not him. I'm sorry. He has 3 dicks. But yeah, this dog can apparently breathe fire. And, yeah, when he gets to...
And all he really mostly does is make dog noises. Outside of the Ova...
We will get to the Ova as well, because that deserves its own thing at the end of this. But yeah, when the dog gets too excited, doesn't Sebastian pile drive him like you said earlier?
This is in the initial arc.
Yeah, and doesn't Finney suplex him
through the ground, creating a hot spring.
Yeah, and doesn't Finney suplex him too at one point?
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the bouncer.
What? Yeah, the person that's always walking him and stuff is Finney.
Yeah, because, I mean, it makes sense. He's the only one that could probably rein him in because of his super strength. So.
Yep.
Yeah, Pluto's a fun addition, I guess. After that, we have Angela, who's Pluto's former owner.
He's an inoffensive addition, but he's also an addition like Icarus, where, you know, it's filler time.
Yeah. Let's move on to his owner, though. Angela. Voiced by Colleen Clinkenbeard. You bitch, you all keep casting yourselves. Miranda from D. Gray Man. And Scanty from Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. And fine Luffy from One Piece.
Not Luffy.
Yeah, she enjoyed voicing this character. After giving up Pluto to Ciel, you just hear scheming in the background every now and again. That's really it. On Filler Street. We'll circle back around to Angela in a second, because another character that's very relevant to her is Ash, who's the Queen's butler, voiced by Chuck Huber. Angela's 17. And Stein from Soul Eater. Yeah, I don't think I need to tell y'all where Android 17 is from. It's easy, come on. But yeah, he's...
Yeah, but everyone likes Android 13 better.
Either Cybertruck or Hyatt. He seems loyal to the Queen. The Queen. But he has a similar design to Angela. That's weird. Huh.
Yeah, he has the same eye and hair color and a similar... and a slightly different haircut.
This whole thing is talk about washing the unclean.
Yeah, take a shower.
You filthy animal. But yeah, okay, so him and Angela are an angel. They're also the same person. Wow, the character named Angela is an angel? But yeah, he wants to purify the world in fire. Get it? His name's Ash. Ash to ash, dust to dust. Yeah, the name with these two is very subtle, or his two names, whatever. There's actually a really cool effect where they did like a fusion. Dragon Ball voice overlap with them when you find this out that they're the same person. I actually really like that.
I'm sure that surprised a lot of people who don't look into foreshadowing.
I do remember the first time I saw this, I was not expecting them to be the same person. Because you see his female persona, Angela, get murked in an earlier ep. But, yeah. It is also foreshadowed by Pluto's reaction to Ash.
Yeah. Excited to see Ash and look at him through the window. But then he scares him away with the death glare.
Yeah, he's a fun ham villain. Again, going on about the Queen, or Unqueen. unworthy,
Unqueen.
the unqueen, the unworthy, the unwanted, the unnecessary, etc. Speaking of the queen is voiced by Alexis Tipton, who's Hinata from Reincarnated as a Slime, and Unicorn from Azulane. Silly accents. And yeah, her whole thing is she's depressed because her husband died. So much so that she has his body surgically put inside of her so they could be together forever. Crazy bitch.
But she just wants to be a rotting corpse. Like the real queen.
Yeah. And she does fine, I guess. She's only in a few episodes. Alright. Who's also a filler character that serves Angela and Ash. He's their butler. He was a dude whose soul was reaped a while back, but the body still had, as they put it, a transient soul put into it. So he became a puppet butler. And his whole catchphrase is, "So then I thought to myself..." Because most servants have a catchphrase. He's played by Sonny Strait, as opposed to Sonny Gay. Mo the Clown from Ace Attorney, the anime, and Kuro-sensei from S-Class. Also, he sings variations of London Bridges Falling Down a lot. In fact, you get that song sung a lot in this series, actually, so all the singing is dubbed. That's something, right?
Yeah.
But overall, he did fine. He did okay. After that, we have Rachel Phantom Hive, Ciel's mother, who's also voiced by Brina. Completely different voice, though. I think she did okay. You know, you might not be able to tell it's the same person, unless you paid very close attention. There's also his dad, Vincent. Are you Vincent?
No, you're Ark.
Voiced by Robert McCollum, who's Justice from Eden Zero. Okay, I'm going to be honest, his accent is basically non-existent. He's clearly not very good at doing this, at least in this season. But, you know, maybe he'll get better.
He's not even given much here.
Maybe he'll get more later on. Who knows? Maybe he'll get better. After that, we've got Arthur Randall, who's this... Yeah, these three characters here are obviously canon. The Commissioner, who's Fred's boss, the detective guy. Very stern and all that stuff. He's voiced by John Gramillion, who's Mihawk from One Piece and Calvi from Attack on Titan. And, yeah. Let's see. After that, the last one to mention, I guess, would be King Edward V, voiced by Josh Greeley, the Grand Minister from Super. Unless you want to mention another one by him, die. But yeah, he's a ghost. And a one-off filler episode. Pretty good episode, actually.
Vengeance? No, we've been over that already.
Yeah. As far as other things, let's see. Ian was a shit ton of ad voices. Jeremy was as well.
The ad voices in this are probably as bad as most LA dubs.
Yeah, they were pretty fucking bad. I'm not gonna lie. Jeremy is very easy to call out as well because she's literally doing the Lizzie voice for a lot of hers. There was even a moment where if you didn't tell me it was an ad voice, I would have thought Lizzie was there. But like, wait, when the fuck did she show up? I mean, you do get John Swayze voicing a couple ones. My favorite is an Italian named Mario shouting, "Mamma Mia!" Because, of course. Also, Greg Dulce is a bunch. That's Smoker from One Piece. Or Hattori Hanzo from Basilisk. But yeah. Anyway. So, that's basically it. There's a bunch of other people we could call out too. Maxie Whitehead was in this one-off character. But we'd be here all day. The show has a shit ton of people, as you could see. Oh, I didn't even bring up the fact that Josh Greeley said that his favorite character is Grell, because he said a lot of people confused his last name for that. So he feels that him and Grell have a connection. That is a fair enough reason.
Yeah.
Overall, I think the dub is fine. Despite some localization fuckery from here or there that we brought up as we went along the way.
Nowhere near as bad as it's been getting.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes from here with future seasons, I guess. But I guess let's break down the filler ending real quick before we move on. So, yeah. Apparently it's revealed Ash and the Queen were the ones who killed CL's parents because the Phantom Hives were in the way? Then why did you leave CL alone for so long and continue to use him? I'm confused by this.
Question mark? Yeah, this is a part of the filler that's like, what?
Well, yeah. But London is burning as Ash, the Angel, becomes Marcus from Detroit become human? What the fuck are you doing here? Trying to burn everything. Burn it all. As all the Reapers are now... The Reapers are now all on duty, including The Undertaker, who's a legendary Reaper. He even reaped the soul of Robin Hood. And... yeah. That's an interesting thing. Also, Sebastian offers to have CL let it go and move on and let him go, but CL's like, fuck that. So, you know, that's a thing. They also end up having to put Pluto down. I'm so sad, man. I miss Pluto. Because Ash made Pluto go insane. So they were left with no choice.
Well, he went out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah. Also, because the dog was filler, they weren't allowed to keep him. Oh, yeah, and Fred Aberline is killed by Lau after his backstory was exposited to us. Dude, do you remember that? Because second I heard this, some random old woman just says, you were an orphan for so many years, but now you're about to be married and have a family. Like, what? Who talks to someone like this?
You might as well say, you're going to die today.
Well, I was also going to say, like, we didn't, like, the way it was exposited, like, did we suddenly put on metallic rouge? That's some rouge bullshit. Fortunately, yeah. I think that's the only real time that happens like that. But yeah, he dies, and this is where you learn a lot about him, how he also used to think like CL, but is like, no, I have to keep up justice, though. Justice! Again, I liked Fred. So, good thing his death was filler, because that would suck if he weren't around. Also, there's a scene where Sebastian gets tortured by the weird torture goblin from Berserk? What the fuck? Dude, that's the same voice! Look, I know the mangaka for this said she was inspired by Berserk at points, but damn!
But this is also filler.
Oh, that's true. If that thing shows up in his canon later on, I swear to fuck, man.
But why is Torture Goblin a thing, or even a phrase we are using?
Well, anyway. If you're wondering how Sebastian gets free, because he's a demon, and all CL has to say is, come, Sebastian! Woof. And he frees himself. Anyway, backup point, though. Ash ends up killing the Queen himself because she wants to die with her husband's rotting corpse inside of her. And she is unclean. So, yeah, that happens. It all culminates with Sebastian killing the Angel as CL's vengeance is achieved. All the people responsible for his family's death are gone, and Sebastian now gets to have a taste of his soul. And we also see the aftermath effects of everything. The servants are reacting. Lizzie being concerned because she doesn't know where CL is. And all that. The servants are sad because Pluto's gone and they don't know where the young master is. It's all very sad, Ty. But it's a bittersweet ending, because CL believes they'll be just fine without him and able to move on. And he's happy to know that he was able to affect so many people in a positive way. As Sebastian is like, well, time to face, bitch! That's it. That's how it ends. Did I miss anything? You want to add anything, Di? I don't think it was a bad ending.
Yes, the end.
Yeah, no, it's, again, if there were no more Black Butler, I don't think this is a bad ending. As we brought up, there's a couple of things you can nitpick and stuff, but...
Yeah, and all of them are related to the filler.
Yeah, but for a filler, I don't think it's bad. I think it's still solid. It's still watchable. And if you're wondering, can you skip it? No. The servants' backstories are actually revealed in the filler episodes. And from what I can remember, they don't recap them when the anime gets back to canon shit again. So, yeah, maybe I'll be wrong in remembering differently, and we'll see that in a future season. I don't know, but I don't remember them recapping it at all. So, either way, I enjoyed it for what it was. And, yeah. I think Dai liked it too. He said, though, he would have preferred it if it were more like Cautious Hero. He's not saying anything. But we're not done yet. One last quick thing to go over before we get out of here. The OVA for Season 1. The Hamlet OVA. Oh, you knew it was coming. The whole revenge thing. They had to be a play special, right? Where the cast are in a play... You get Finney being the narrator, which Jason apparently loved playing that, according to one of the commentaries. Did you enjoy the narrator? And yes. So the young prince did this! That's the way he talks. It's great. The acting is phenomenal. You also get Pluto talking in a dog food commercial.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Undertaker playing a woman, with Lao saying his bosom is like 2 apples. Grell being a woman and being in love with his family members in the story, saying, I know it's forbidden, but, and as they put it, he dies before he was supposed to in the story, unexpectedly. Yeah, they got him the fuck out of the play immediately. Also, Ran Mal is playing Seaweed, and Shiva just goes, Seaweed, Seaweed. This play is fucking insane, dude. What am I even watching? No, seriously, what the hell did we watch?
A typical play episode.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I do love these play episodes in anime, because they always devolve into this, and it's amazing. And yeah, of course, you have CL playing Hamlet, and yeah. It's, again, a really, really fun OVA. If you skipped it for whatever reason, go check it out. It's hilarious, laughing from start to end. And you get at the start where none of the characters know how to act, so they all have to... The voice actors have to act really stupid. So I'm sure that was fun.
Yeah.
And it ends with a preview for a Mecha Tanaka spin-off that never came. Oh, that's just fucking teasing.
Yeah. That's we're in the worst timeline. We didn't. That's not a real show.
Gundam Tanaka, indeed. Well, as far as the Blu-ray version, I could quickly go over the extras real quick before we get out of here. You get a recap episode narrated by Tanaka. It is not worth watching, even if you get a few extra lines by Tanaka. Commentary with Breen and Colleen. Commentary with Ian and Tatum. A commentary with Kevin, the engineer, and Josh. And the last commentary, which I think is the dumbest one, is Ian, Jason, and Monica reacting to an episode as their characters. Yes, they stay in full character the whole episode. It's a little dumb, but kind of funny. It even ends with Sebastian showing up during the episode credits, apologizing to the viewer for what they just saw.
That checks out.
Yeah, again, it was dumb, but I won't lie if I said I laughed at it a couple of times. Now, does the Aniplex version of the Blu-ray have this? I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Also, it's extremely fucking expensive, so I'm buying it to find out, because fuck Aniplex. Yeah, that was Black Butler Season 1. Overall, enjoyed it. Enjoyed it a lot. It's fun. Do you like it, Dai, as a whole package?
Yeah, it had some bumps there at the end, but if this is how it ended, it would have been fine.
Yep. But, as you all can gather, there are multiple seasons of Black Butler and other things too. So we will be covering each of them. Join us next time as we go into Black Butler 2, or Season 2, whichever you'd prefer, and see how they continue on the story. I'm sure it's going to be fun. Hey, it introduces one of my favorite characters. So, it should be good, right, Dai? I remember really liking this one. I haven't seen it in 10 years, though.
Yeah.
Dai's excited. He's just hiding it. Don't worry.
What?
MVPs of the dub again: Brina, Tatum, and Dan. Easy. So that's it though. Let us know if you agree, disagree, who your favorite character is, and all that. I think a lot of people are probably gonna say Grell though, because who the fuck doesn't love Grell? He's insane.
Okay, we can end this on that fucking post I seen on Genshin earlier.
What? What the fuck?
People posted an image of Grell and then Baizu and said, "Alright guys, now hear me out."
Grell and Baizu? I thought when you said Grell and Orochimaru, you meant legit Orochimaru from Naruto.
No, I meant Baizu.
Oh my god, no, I thought you meant Orochimaru from Naruto. Because, yeah, that's what we named Baizu. Just like a lot of people do, I'm sure. But, yeah.
Now that thought's in your head, you're welcome.
But alright, guys, thanks again so much for watching. We gotta get out of here. We go long enough. So join us next time. Black Butler Season 2. Please like if you enjoyed this and all that stuff, and come back for more Dubster Live. Till next time, guys. Have a good day. Thanks again.